Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's good to have you here. It's very nice of you to join, to click on this video. It means a lot. I'm 16 and I like to let my thoughts out, but I've never done it in a public setting before, so this is new to me. And I hope that you guys can sit down and enjoy because I'm gonna be letting out some words that I have in mind on this channel. I wanted to talk about having an identity crisis, especially at a young age. Now, see, I'm a young man. I'm a very young man. I'm in my teenage years, so I can't speak for most adults out there as I haven't actually tapped into the life. I can imagine what it's like to be an adult. I can imagine the responsibilities, but until I actually get to live through it and see it all happen around me, I'm not gonna give out any comments. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna make any assessments or judgments. But I've had a lot of people around my age group, anywhere from young teenagers up to late older teenagers, even young adults, tell me that they struggle with knowing who they are. They struggle with their sense of identity, and it is particularly because they have to mask themselves so much around whoever that they speak to that at one point they just don't know who they are anymore. When they look in the mirror, they don't realize who they're actually seeing, they don't recognize who they're seeing, and they have a hard time answering the question, who are you? What are you like? What are some traits about you? And I think there's a simple answer to this kind of question, from my perspective at least. I believe that not knowing who you are at this age, at a young age, or even at an older age, it can be plausible. To not know who you are is a blessing. It can be a blessing, but it all matters through a specific lens. Now, I believe that in life, obstacles come your way, in particular, walls that are imposing, that stand in your way and prevent you from getting past them. But I believe that a shift in your perspective can turn that huge imposing wall into a large door to step through, into other doors and pathways into your new life. I believe that if you change your mindset, if you think in a more optimistic, hopeful way, if you think in a way that says, come at me, if you invite the pain into your life, if you let it hone you and build you, then you will become something that you have never become in your life, and you will realize that it will all pay off. Now, what is this perspective that I speak of? Well, the perspective is that with not knowing who you are, with having a crushed sense of identity, with having a shattered sense of identity, you get to have the chance to rebuild yourself just the way you want and sculpt yourself into the person that you want to be, whether you're a man or a woman. I believe that as young kids, that as children, we grow up and the people that we look up to, the people that we model ourselves after, are the ones that are older than us. Grown adults, whether it be our mothers, our fathers, our uncles, our aunts, it doesn't matter. We look at someone who's older than us and we try to do what they do and we act as if they act. We copy them. We don't copy them, we mirror them in a way. But then we reach a certain age where there's no one to change our diapers for us anymore. There's no one to hold us whenever we cry every single time we do. There's no one to bathe us, no one to shower us. There's no one to constantly watch over us or do our homework for us. So then we start to rely on ourselves a little more. And when you start relying on yourself, when you just begin, it's difficult. And when you go out there into the world and you don't know how to act with this person, you don't know how to act with that person, you don't know what to do with this, you don't know what to do with that, you just start kind of developing multiple personalities, multiple identities of yourself until it gets to the point where you don't even know who you are. But my friend, you never did. You never did. You were young. You were a child. Children don't know who they are because a child's mind is so fragile, so tender. It is so easy to influence. You cannot know who you are at such a young age. And the problem with a lot of people in my age range these days is that they rush themselves so much. They rush. My friend, we're not done baking yet. We're still in the oven. We're still being made. We're still being built. We're still growing. But now is the best chance to start. Even if you're older and watching this, now is the best chance to start. Because let me tell you something. Do you want to keep repeating one day to yourself, or do you want to one day just look in the mirror and say, this is when I begin, and it's all going to pay off in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months, in 4 months, in 5 months, etc. You're going to become a completely different person if you just began now. Back to the identity problem. If someone were to ask you, who are you? And you don't know what to answer because you don't know who you are, then what you should answer with is who you would like to be. Who do you want to become? And what kind of being would you like to see yourself become in the next few years ahead in your life? Do you want to become someone honorable, someone with strength, someone who respects themselves, someone who loves themselves, someone who hones their pain and uses it for the greater purpose, someone who doesn't fall for short-term gratification, someone who takes the long, difficult route so that they can have the most blissful and long and worthwhile time in their life afterwards? Because if it's a yes, then you should tell yourself that. You should say that I may not be who I aspire to be yet, but I know who I want to be. And that is what I will refer to myself until the day comes where you manifest it. Because that's all it is about, the law of attraction. Keep it in your mind and it will happen. But you have to truly believe it. You can't just tell yourself in the mirror that you want to become good. You know, you need to take action. It needs to be in here and it needs to be out there as well. Because out there matters more than in here. Let me tell you that. Everyone always says, look inside of a person. No, look outside of a person. Not their appearance, not their looks. Look at what they do. That's all that matters. It's not what you feel. It's not what you think that defines you. It's what you do. And what you do will slowly translate into what you feel and what you think as well. So if you start taking care of yourself now, in around a week, you're going to see an improvement mentally. In around a month, you're going to become a different person. In a year, you're not going to recognize yourself anymore. You're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be in such good shape. You're going to never want to go back ever again. That's all there is to it. If a man gets shattered in his life, let that be the greatest blessing that has ever happened to him. For to be shattered and broken down to your knees as a man, it gives you a chance to rebuild yourself and resculpt yourself and stand up as someone completely new. That's all there is to it. And you only got to take care of yourself. Because listen, at the end of the day, at the end of this life, who will you have with yourself permanently until your heart stops beating? Who? Answer me this question right now. No, you're wrong. You're not going to have your mother. You're not going to have your girlfriend. You're not going to have your boyfriend. You're not going to have your husband. You're not going to have anyone except for yourself. That's it. Someday, somehow, everyone are going to leave. Everyone's going to leave one day. Everyone. Whether it be them willingly choosing to leave your life and give up on you, whether it be that you leave them for your own reasons, whether it be that they die, whether it be, God forbid, that you die, either way, it's going to end one way or another. And until the day you die, the only person who's going to stick with you is you. So why not watch over yourself? Why not take care of yourself? Why not respect yourself? Why not love yourself? Because in the meantime that you're here, the only real friend that you got that'll stick with you through anything and anything is you. Because you don't have a choice. You're you. And you better get used to it. Because it makes you special. It makes you unique. Being you is the reason as to why you should do all of the things that you dream of. So, in conclusion, don't fret, don't trip, don't make a big scene out of it. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Take a deep breath Relax your body. This is just a phase of life. It's a chapter. And it only ends when you realize that the author of your own story is you. The pen lies within your hands, and the book is yours to write. Now, sometimes we drop the pen and we lose it, and something or someone else picks it up and writes the script for us so that it can go against us. But we have the power to get our pen back and continue our story the way we want it to be written. You have that power. Because I believe wholeheartedly that we never get put through any battles that we cannot get ourselves out of. You can literally come back from anything. Just believe. And love yourself. Thank you.